tells you everything you would want to know about our investigation into Mothman sightings around Lake Michigan, from 2017 on, but a lot of the sightings are actually historical sightings that go all the way back to 1969. So if you're interested in flying humanoids and a lot of the stuff that, Gary and I have spoken about on the show before, I encourage you to go check it out, and hopefully you like it. And if you do end up purchasing it, I hope you will leave a review on Amazon. That would be great. Otherwise, you can keep up with myself and Emily on the Singular Fortean Society website, which is singularfortean.com. And, check us out all over social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, you name it. We are everywhere. And if you're interested enough in what we do to want to participate, then I encourage you to go to patreon.com/singularfortean, and you can join the Singular Fortean Society. And, we do all kinds of fun stuff, including live streams and exclusive investigation videos and all that cool stuff. So,
well, great, Tobias. We'll catch you, I guess, next week. And everybody, check out his book. In fact, I'm going to order. I'll get a hold of you the next day or two, and I'll order one from you for myself. Hey, everybody, make sure you again check out his website or on Facebook. Join his group and get that book. Until next week, Tobias, you have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, Gary. You too.
Okay. You too.
Right.
Listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark with our host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. I can't believe we're already now on Friday. This week, it's just zoomed by. It's been cracking like you wouldn't believe. Hey, James. Well, I hope you had a great day today, my friend.
Well, I'm still living, so that's a good day, right? So to speak.
Well, that's better than I had, but I don't want to even touch my day. You know what? The reports of cryptids, it seems like it's really getting more and more. Even in Washington State, where the guy went out to shoot a Bigfoot, or, shot at one.
Yeah, and even in my state, about 70 miles north of here, that guy thought one was breaking in his house. A few days or a week or so ago. I think I touched on it yesterday a little bit in one of the news stories. And then, you're right. It was like a month or so ago, or maybe 2 months, there was one in Vermont that was supposedly breaking into, I think, a guy's car.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why would a Bigfoot want to break into a car?
I know it. The only thing I could figure is maybe the same reason bears do. Maybe there was food in there or something. But otherwise, yeah, it's a good question. Why are they wasting their time with a car?
Well, what I can say is that there's reports of them. But you know what? I hate to say it. Too bad. I wonder if they checked if Bigfoot was breaking in the car, did anybody get smart enough to have take a Q-tip and a plastic bag and just kind of, and do some swabbing to try to get some DNA?
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I would do. I did see on a documentary where they was actually out looking for him, and they came back to the truck, and it looked like a smudge print on the window where there was a hand, and it looks like it pressed its face against the windshield. They did take some stuff, but they didn't find anything. It was come back contaminated.
Yeah, well, I would have called law enforcement and said, hey, look. Well, evidently law enforcement would have had to come out because it made the news because he shot at something. So, I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't kind of at least swab, check for DNA.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I sure would. And that's the thing, it's hard to think about that. But, boy, if you can get on that and then try to preserve it some way where it doesn't get contaminated, cover it up, and try not to contaminate it with anything. Because a lot of that stuff, you have human skin, it just naturally flakes all the time. It doesn't take much to get contamination, at all. So you got to be careful. And that would be something I would definitely try to do.
Yeah, I would put it in a plastic bag. By the way, you're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. I'm Gary, and we rule the early night. We come on at 6 o'clock before the other shows do, and we're on now to 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific West Coast time, 9 to 1 a.m. Eastern time. So you know what? We expanded the hours. Make sure you check out our website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Check out the store, check out the pictures. Tomorrow, the website gets updated for the week, so you'll see who our guest is for next week. Tonight, by the way, coming up on about 3 minutes after the top of the hour, we got Calvin Parker back on, and back on by demand, because all the requests from you guys wanting to hear his story. After his show is over, at 8:33, we got Irena Scott, and she's going to be talking about UFOs and all kinds of interesting things. So it's going to be a good Friday here on Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it, and going to be some good stuff tonight. Hey, Gary, did you know, this is from Florida.
Okay, from Florida. Okay, go ahead.
This just happened to come by me as we're sitting here talking. A dog puts a car in reverse and drives in circles for an hour in a cul-de-sac in Florida. And it says, and one of the witnesses says, then I saw the dog get out of the car, a big black lab or something, and I obviously, and somebody took video of it too. There's a video, but yeah, I guess it was an hour. This dog was doing donuts in reverse, put the car in reverse, and just was having a good old time.
And maybe the owners of the dog told him about the rats.
Maybe
the little rats that get into their little teeny cars and then drive around a track, and they don't even have to now be rewarded. They just want to drive. And when they smack into each other, they show, like road rage, like us humans. If rats can do it, a dog certainly could do it.
Yeah, I think they're a little smarter, so I could see that happening very easily. I know about 15 years ago here where I live, a guy, he was getting gas and he had his dog in his truck. While he was in paying for gas, truck was running. Dog put it in gear and crashed into the drive-through liquor drive-through next door. It was probably what the dog did. It was just jump up on the steering wheel, put his paws, and it shifted into gear. That guy probably got one heck of a ticket, and I bet his insurance company loved him. Yeah. I can just see that phone call. It's right up. Well, it's one notch behind maybe one you would have made, but it would have been. My dog he stole my car and wrecked it into the drive-through. That would have went over real well, I'm sure.
Well, that's probably the case. I'm willing to bet you that car it was going in a donut in a circle, right, with that dog. Mm-hmm. Somebody probably left the car in gear again, and the dog somehow either bumped against the shifter or whatever, and went for the ride. He either ran out of gas, stalled, or got sick, and then got out.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what happened. Because for it to be, I guess it was for an hour. It went, in this cul-de-sac doing reverse donuts. But That's probably what happened. Probably just ran out of gas, like you said, or yeah, that's probably what had to be, pretty much.
I find that kind of strange, though, too, because have you ever done that? Go around in a circle, and after you make a couple circles, the circle starts getting bigger, and then slowly bigger and bigger. So I can't see, whoever reported that, it's been going on for an hour. People aren't thinking, I don't believe it could go on for an hour, because unless it was a huge cul-de-sac, because that would have started out at a certain point, and it would have expanded out in an hour's time. I think it would have been running over people's mailboxes.
Yeah, unless it was one of them real small cars where the wheelbase were about even. They weren't a long distance between the front and the rear tires. But otherwise, yeah, you're right. It would eventually, you're going to come out of the perfect circle. Each turn you make, you're right, you're going to come out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, because even if you're going backwards, it's going to affect your steering. So you're going to start expanding and expanding. I know that because I one time got frustrated with my daughter when we were out driving a couple of years ago. And we were in an empty parking lot. And I was having her make circles, just, and then backing up and stuff like this. And she couldn't make the circle even right. And I said, okay, here's what happens. You just turn the wheel over to the right or the left and go. And, and then I finally took my hands off the wheel and I said, see, it makes this turns by itself, but it slowly, expanded out.
Yeah, they do. And like I say, the longer distance the wheelbase, the more significant the gradual coming out of that will be.
Oh, yeah. Now, talking about Whitney last night, I tell you, I managed to read a few more pages today. And I got a funny feeling he's kind of hit it on that, when these aliens implant people, abduct them and put an implant into them, that persons that have the implant probably don't realize that maybe these aliens are trying to communicate. Whitney, many years went by. He didn't know they were trying to communicate with him. He got visited. He got touched, he got poked, I should say, and, sperm removed and everything else through the years. But it was only in the last couple of years he realized that they were trying to communicate with him in different ways. In ways that, unless your mind is open, you never realize that they're trying to communicate. Maybe they're so far advanced technology-wise and intelligent-wise that we just don't understand what they're trying to do. So I got a funny feeling. That's one thing I'm going to ask Calvin tonight. If has he ever checked to see if he was implanted? Two, is if he the same type of symptoms that Whitney was talking about. Because, Whitney's actually getting to understand what these communications are coming from and why.
Yeah, I'm still under my own opinion now. I don't think I think it's communication, but not in the way that you're kind of thinking. I'm thinking it's more in the way that maybe they can monitor what you're doing or saying, and can maybe put thoughts or control you or maybe what you do or say. Because I would be under the guise that, if there's some advanced that come here that they could probably talk to us telepathically if they really wanted to communicate with us. I would think if you'd be able to travel with that, as far advanced as they are, they wouldn't take much for them to master our language if they really had to write something. That's just my opinion, but what do I know?
I don't know. Maybe, again, you look at this. Do you think an ant or a mosquito understands what we're saying? Or could it even comprehend? Could a moose understand? Could a cow understand? Could a bull understand? I think not. And our intelligence level could be so small compared to theirs that they just don't know how to communicate to us.
Well, that's true. The only difference is an ant wouldn't even know how to come up with that surmise of, we're an ant, we can't communicate because we're an ant. Where we can put that together because we can think and put these things together. Now, don't get me wrong, we're way below. We're a zero civilization. On a scale of 1, there's like 3 different scales, I think. I forget who put that together, but yeah, we're definitely on a 0. like one is being able to traverse different solar systems, and then number two